Yeah, g'day folks. Well, I'm slowly getting the bike unpacked, and I thought I should do a short video on what happened to this genuine Honda rack, which I've used for the last almost 5 years and carried not as much weight on it, but similar loads, and had no trouble whatsoever. So basically all of the fuel was here on the seat, and there was a little bit of the weight sort of sitting about here. So the weight, was there, and back here it was light. There was a bag that weighed about 5 kilo. I had all of my water on here in bags and in the side pannier, so all the weight there was there. So the only weight on this rack other than the 5 kilo was the fuel, but the take I had came to here, so it was sitting there. This is all good. So what we did, well, first of all, show you the problem. So they're actually a bit, well, that's loose now, that's good. So that there is meant to attach to that. Basically as simple as that. So that is snapped at that point. Well, that one's tight, I've tightened it up. Exactly the same place. So as you can imagine, I had rock straps. So when I came over the dune, the bike's flipped in the bag. Whoops, that's come around like that. The bag's hit me in the back. So I've stopped and we've looked at it, and you can imagine how horrified when I could see that was broken. So I just happened to have with me a breadboard, which I sort of just, I put it there just so my bag doesn't sit on the exhaust. It just hangs a bit, so it's not really doing anything. So I've got the breadboard. So I think I used one of them, it doesn't really matter. I put the breadboard in there, put the breadboard like that, and we sort of did something like this, and the rack was like that. So it was moving. So you can imagine with the weight on it going over the 500 k's of dunes, it was not 500, it was 350 left. If that was moving, our concern was that if it snapped in these points, I don't know that it would have, or if the force of the bag came down on this tail end of the bike. You just weren't sure what would happen. There was lots of discussion about it might be all right, it won't be all right, it definitely won't be all right. We won't know. Who knows? It could have been all right. Anyway, so that got me back to Dalhousie. By the time we got back, these had both moved and broken, obviously. It's only duct tape and cable ties. So then in the morning, I got the other half of the breadboard and I shoved it in there. So suddenly the rack is sitting like that. And it's pretty solid. So then I got this gotcha strap. I strapped it all the way under there, and that brought it down, and that was as solid as a rock, but it could still move just a bit. So there was still that element of doubt. However, as a result of the gotcha strap, I was able to just cruise the dirt roads easy. From Dalhousie back to Mount Dare was okay, and then Mount Dare the roads were just good quality dirt roads all the way to the highway, and then I was home. It was easy. So that was our issue. The bag banging down onto here. I wasn't too concerned if the plastics broke, but the big discussion was the subframe kind of ends here, and there's metal through here in there somewhere. How much weight does it take? That's the unknown thing. how much force or pressure would that have handled. I mean, even with, I'll take these out. You can see here the plastic's got quite a lot of damage from the rack hitting it. Well, oh, that's right, because that's there, that's stopping it. But yeah, that was on there. So that's basically it. So now I'm going to do one of two things. Get a new rack made that has more strength and not this thin stuff, but something a lot more chunkier. I've looked at a few online, or just buy something. I'm looking at the B&B off-road one, which a lot of people have, but a few people think they're a bit hard to get straps under, so we'll see. So that's basically it. That's what stopped me crossing over the Simpson. But the other guys continued. They're there. They had a great time. Well, that's that. There you go.